Hello everyone, welcome to structural analysis course. This course is going to be offered as online certification course, NPTEL online certification course in the next semester. The purpose of this video is to give you what exactly this course about, what is structural analysis and what we are going to learn from this course. Okay, just to tell you that, let me tell you that through an incident, or through that incident probably you can all relate to. Suppose if you have some cough, cold, or any medical issues, what we do, we go to a doctor. Okay. When we go to a doctor, then doctor asks some questions. Doctor tries to understand what medical problem we may have. Doctor may perform some clinical test. If that clinical test is not conclusive, doctor may ask us to do some blood test or pathological test or some other different kinds of test, which probably will help the doctor to arrive at the conclusion that what medical problems I may have. Now, this process of arriving at a conclusion of the disease or identification of the disease, this process is called diagnosis, right? Now, once this diagnosis is done, then what is the next step? What doctor does? Doctor prescribes us some medicine. Doctor does not only tells us the what medicine to take. Doctor also tells us what will be the dose for this medicine. Along with the medicine, if we need any other precaution, any lifestyle change, or any other therapy, that also doctor suggests, right? So essentially, what doctor does is doctor design a treatment for us, and what constitute the basis of this design? The diagnosis. Okay, doctor design the treatment based on the diagnosis. Okay, now once the design is done, design of the treatment is done, then what doctor does? Doctor writes that design on a pad, which is the prescription, right? And when doctor writes that prescription, that is written in a very concise, very compact manner, to the point, or probably in a language that the common people may not be able to understand always, but if you take that prescription to any medical practitioner or to the chemist, they can understand. So doctor writes everything about the diagnosis and the treatment on a piece of paper in a language that can be understood by the medical practitioner or the chemist, or who will be giving the medicine, and that piece of paper is called prescription. And once you have that prescription, then you go to a medical shop, you get the medicine, then have it, and then follow the treatment, design treatment, and then get well. Now, from the first visit to the doctor to the final objective, after we are well, this is a process, right? There are many steps involved in this process. The first step was diagnosis, then the second step was the design of the treatment plan, design of the treatment, and then next step was to writing the prescription, and then taking the prescription to the medical shop and having the medicine, and finally and the final point is our objective to be cured. Now, this example I gave because this is the process almost we all have gone through, isn't it? And we can relate this process to our experience. Now, look at the similar process we also have in structural engineering. Okay. Now, consider, suppose a structure to be made, a building to be made, a bridge to be made, okay, or a factory shed to be made, or any structure to be made. Making a structure is also a process. There are many steps involved in the process, and those processes have very similarity with the process that doctor does. And what are those processes? Let's see. Suppose this is the final product, this is the Lotus Temple, New Delhi, this is a structure. Now, we want to build this structure. Now, what are the process before we actually have this final product? These are the process. Okay. The first always starts with the planning of the structure, which is called architecture model of the structure. And then once the architecture model is ready, then we need to understand what is the feasibility of this model. Okay. When the model actually constructed or fabricated, then how the model may respond when it is subjected to the actual environmental condition. So, this process is called analysis. So, this process is same as the diagnosis what doctor does. Now, once the analysis is done, the next process is design of the structure. So, what constitute the basis of the design? The result from the analysis. Similarly, what constitute the basis of the treatment treatment in the previous example? The diagnosis. So, if the diagnosis is wrong, the treatment it will lead to wrong treatment. Similarly, if the analysis is wrong, our design will also be wrong. Right. Now, once the design is done, then that design is to be translated in a language that can be understood by the person who will be actually executing our design, and that is drawing. You might have heard in your engineering drawing course that drawing is a language of engineer. So, we write our design in a language that can be understood by the people who will be executing this. In the very same way, the doctor writes its prescription, the doctor writes his design, the design of the treatment on the prescription, and that too in a language that can be understood by any medical practitioner or chemist. So, the drawing sheet what we have in engineer, that is the same as the prescription for doctor. Now, then this drawing goes to the construction site where it is executed, and finally you have this product. Okay. Now, we see engineering drawing you have in your first year engineering curriculum. Design of the structure you will be having subsequent courses. Construction technology also you will be having subsequent semester. Now, this course tells you how to do this step. So, this step, and as you can understand, the entire treatment or the success of a treatment is significantly depend on the diagnosis. Similarly, diagnosis of the disease. Similarly, the success of design and subsequent execution of any structure significantly depend on the analysis of the structure. And since the architecture model is also since it starts with architecture model, architect also has a major role to play in it, and that is the reason why structural analysis, the architect should also have some knowledge about structural analysis. Now, these steps I showed, it is true for any structure. Now, any structure if you take, they have the similar kind of steps. There could be minor variation depending on the purpose of the structure, but the essence of the steps remains same. Now, what exactly we want to do in this course is we want to learn what is structural analysis, what is these steps, and this course and the success of this course, the understanding of if you can learn the analysis from this course, that will help you to do subsequent courses like structural design and then other subsequent steps. Now, in a nutshell, if I have to define what is structural analysis, then structural analysis is you have a structure, any structure, that could be building or bridges or any other structure. That structure is subjected to some environmental condition. That condition could be, say, wind load, earthquake load. For a bridge, suppose it is it's a moving load from the moving vehicles or the moving train, or it could be any load which is subjected on the structure. What we want to understand is we want to see how the structure may respond when they are subjected to those kinds of external agitation. So, that process is called structural analysis. So, structural analysis is you have a structure, that could be any structure which is subjected to any kind of threat. That threat could be any kind of external agitation that may cause that may cause structure to respond, and then what we want to what we are interested here is to understand what would be the response of the structure, and these steps which helps us to do so is structural analysis. Okay. Now, what we do in this course is we'll see different methods for we'll learn different methods for structural analysis, for different, depending on the different kinds of structure, we'll see different methods that can be used to find out the response. Now, structural analysis, it is the first course on structural analysis, so it will be comprehensive, but at the very basic level, but understanding of this course will help you to take more advanced courses that you may have in your subsequent semester. So, this course is going to be offered in next semester. I look forward to see you. Thank you.